Hello everybody and welcome to another list video. Today we are revisiting the second half of the custom Arkham Horror 2nd edition cards that Travis made ages ago that we did a video on that I don't even remember when it was, but it was a while ago, but I said we were going to do the other half, and I am forgetful, but I am not a liar. So, why don't we dive right in? We have 9 very fun cards. Let's see what we got here.
I think these ones actually got proofread too.
Alright, Bullwhip. This is a 2-cost rogue asset that takes up a hand slot. It's an item and a weapon and it commits for a foot. As an action, fight. You may use either fist or foot for this attack. If you succeed by 3 or more, automatically evade the attacked enemy. With the flavor text, you belong in a museum. Which is a great thing to say while whipping a serpent from the Forgotten Age for sure. So I don't remember any of these cards, so I'm going to be reading them here again for the first time.
Yeah, me too.
I think this card's sick. I think it's fun. Flavorfully, it hits the exact button I want it to hit, which is, you know, you trip someone with a whip. You get and then you're like, ha ha. Yeah. I don't really have much more to say other than I think it's great. I like the ability to use fist or foot, and it goes into the Succeed by X archetype. I love it.
What do you think of the green card?
I think three or more is like a little bit of a big ask in exchange
It's
for
a level
evade.
0 card.
But yeah, like as a level 0 card, it's probably not unreasonable.
Mm-hmm. I mean, also just having, like, as a rogue, like Honorary Jack, for example, being able to just fight with your foot also is nice, right? Like, just have a consistent no ammo way of fighting with your foot seems really powerful for... At that point, like, if you succeed by 3 or more is like trinket text at that point. It's a nice gift that if you get, you're like, oh, that's sick. But I'm really doing this to attack 5 to 3 against an acolyte, right? When my fist is 3. I like that part.
I just want to play Bullwhip Preston and be like, I'll use my 1 instead of my other 1.
Yeah. Travis, what were you saying?
Man, this is hard.
I was gonna say this one probably could have been the other way too, where it's like an evade test you can use your fist or your foot for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then if you succeed, you get the damage instead.
Ooh,
if
yeah.
you succeed by 3 or more, you get the damage.
Yeah.
But
it has that image too in my head with if it's an evade, you're like whipping them back, and if they get too close, you're like, have at thee, motherfucker, get on the ground. I like it.
Yeah. I think it does make a little more sense being a fight that you can use your punch or your foot for, because rogues typically have higher foot than fight.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and also like you whip somebody and it hurts, but it might not always like scare them off.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, what do we got next? We got the Milk of Shub-Niggurath. So this is the untasted. There's going to be 3 flavors coming up next. This is a 1-cost, 1 experience, item cursed asset that commits for a wild. As an action, you choose 1 at random. You either lose half your maximum sanity, rounded up, deal 3 damage to an investigator at your location, or discard 3 cards at random. Discard the Milk of Shub-Niggurath and record in your campaign log that you have tasted the milk, which is the most horrifying note you can make in your campaign log, but I love it. We'll come back. We'll read the flavors before we go and look at the costs. So we'll just quickly stop at the flavors. We have the chocolate flavor. So these are all 5 experience, 1-cost item curse assets that will commit for a fist in a wild, a brain in a wild, and a foot in a wild as we get through the 3 flavors. They have the same thing. You can only include it if you have tasted the milk and by upgrading it from the untasted version. So the chocolate flavor is you get +3 fist, +2 health, and -2 sanity as an action. You can fight. If this attack deals +1 damage, and if this attack defeats an enemy, heal 1 horror. The strawberry flavor uses 3 supplies. As a reaction, when you draw a non-weakness treachery card, spend 1 supply and exhaust Milk of Shub-Niggurath to cancel drawing of that card and attach it to Milk of Shub-Niggurath. The banana flavor is uses 3 supplies. The first move action you perform each turn does not provoke attacks of opportunity. As a lightning bolt, you can spend 1 supply and exhaust Milk of Shub-Niggurath to automatically evade each enemy or location. Non-elite enemies evaded this way don't ready during the next upkeep phase. Yum. 3 delicious flavors of the milk. Wow, it's delicious. So now that we know these, to see what they upgrade into, what about this, the cost? What do you think, Bryn? Flavorfully, I think it's pretty sick, but I'm going to let you take this one first.
I think that based on the ones that you're allowed to upgrade to should be based on which effect you hit at random.
Ooh.
So, because like you have no control over what flavor the milk is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there.
I did think about that, but I decided against it because of the existence of shrewd analysis, but also like it's just too much text.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. They'd be like, how do we?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
How do I rate it?
I think I like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think
The other sides are very strong, but they're also level 5, so they should be.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, ultimately,
I came up. So for this one, there's 3 flavors. Like, I looked online what the milk did in previous games, like in the Call of Cthulhu RPG, and like what it did in Eldritch and in 2nd edition. And then I had like one. I wanted to make a 3rd one because I had 3. I wanted to do 3 effects. And like the 3 effects is the flavor of like you don't know what flavor the milk's going to be, and what it's going to do to you. And I think that was how I translated that to the card. But if I go back, I might have done this with like just had 2 of them, because when I made this one, I didn't think we had any untranslated assets that just had 2.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
Yeah, but then we would have lost out on like we would have probably lost out on banana flavor, and you know, banana's underrated. People love it. People love banana milk. I'm not one of those people, but I'm sure people do.
I could also only find like 2 consistent effects, which were the chocolate one, where it just makes you absolutely jacked.
Yep.
And like monstrous. And then I believe it's the banana one where it like lets you. I think that one was from the Arkham 2nd edition one, where it like lets you evade or move enemies or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pulls all the enemies to your location or something like that, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does pull all the enemies to your location, because that and the Flute of the Elder God was a very potent combo, but also impossible to make happen because it was 2 different cards and it was Arkham 2nd.
Yeah, the unique was like this.
And the middle one was just like a strong effect that I could associate with the will symbol.
Yeah. I like the chocolate flavor because I think it goes great in our Werewolf Daisy deck. So that's a win.
It's like the Curse of Rugru, but you can just like play with it.
Yeah.
Joe Diamond.
Yeah, attack at 7. Who cares about anything else?
Yeah.
And I mean, like the strawberry flavor is very strong. It's a great ability. It's like, but I see what you're saying. Like you're just like I needed a brain effect, but like the flavor of the banana one too is also really sick. You say flavor, Justin, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, you mean chocolate milk tastes good?" Wow. Sweet. Let's go on to the next one, which is the Chime of Ra. This is a 2-cost, level 0 event in Guardian. Commits for a brain at Spell and Blessed. Fast. Play when an encounter card or enemy attack would cause an investigator at your location to take horror. That investigator tests Brain 3. If they succeed, they heal that much horror instead. Spicy.
Either you guys tell me what this does in Arkham 2nd edition?
Oh, heck no. You put a gun to my head, my brain would be on the wall.
Can you tell me what kind of card it is?
It's a museum exhibit card, or base game material.
It's additional base game card. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a cool effect. It's protection and healing, which is an awesome thing, and it's just very flavorful for Guardian. I think it's great. Nice and simple.
Yeah, it could also be like you make the brain test.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the existence of like Sister Mary now.
Yep.
But I think it's a fine effect.
Yeah, I do too. I do think I agree with you saying. I think flavorfully it would make sense for you to test it, but I think it still reads very nice because they need to like if them testing it, it reads like the flavor that the bell is calming them down and they're meditating on it, right? Or getting like the blessing of Ra, right? But I think it's
Yeah, like I think that the original one is like it prevents horror loss or something like that. Oh yeah, so it comes with like 3 charges, and then you can use a charge to get +2 to like horror checks or combat checks.
Cool. Cool.
Oh wait, that was the original one. What's the revised one? Yeah, the revised one, because there's 2 versions of this expansion, don't you know? When you lose sanity due to a horror check, you can exhaust it to reduce the sanity loss by 1 to a minimum 0, even if the monster is nightmarish.
That's
So
cool.
it does translate directly across to.
Yeah, that actually seems like a
no
really
brain
strong
damage.
little card too for Arkham Horror 2nd Edition.
Yeah, it does.
All right, what do we got next? The Petrifying Solution. This is a 3-cost Seeker asset. That's an item, and it's science. It commits for a book and a foot. Uses 3 supplies as an action. Spend 1 supply and exhaust Petrifying Solution. Choose an exhausted non-elite enemy or location. It does not ready during the next upkeep phase. Cool. It fills.
So like exhausting for Seekers,
yeah.
but not.
It's. I remember saying this last time too, but like most of these cards, so far they like fill. They expand an archetype that doesn't exist, which is a lot more compelling than, you know, if this card was just like attack an enemy and freeze them, right, and evade them. I think it's cool design. I think it's fun. Seems like Ursula could take advantage of it, right? She could just have this in play. An enemy comes, like especially solo Ursula. Yeah.
Finn could also play it as like one of his cards.
Yeah, that would be really nice there. Yeah. Any thoughts from you, Bryn?
Finn or Trish.
And Trish, yeah, Trish would be good. Yeah. Oh yeah, because then you don't even need to like test the evade. You can just like say get down and stay down. That's cool. I like that.
It's like evading, but you don't have to make the test after the first one.
Yeah. Sweet. Cool card. All right. Let's move on to the Massa de Requiem per Shuggai. This is the opera of Shuggai. This is a 4-cost mystic asset that costs 5 experience. It's an item in a tome, and it commits for 3 brain symbols. That's so many. As an action, you can exhaust it. Choose a non-elite enemy or location. Defeat that enemy. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect may cause the current agenda to advance. They shall call, and he shall come. So sick. I think it's a powerful effect, and I think it's balanced too. I don't know much about like the worth of experience points for designing custom cards, but if I just like ignore that and like look at the text, I love the defeat an enemy and then place a doom on the current agenda. I think that's very just clean, because you're like, I don't want to make any tests. I want to defeat this enemy, and I'll give up my turn to do so, right? Like, or like next turn to do so.
Yeah, this one was one that I wanted to do because the card is very unique in Arkham 2nd Edition and very cool.
What does it do?
You guys tell me what that does.
No. Once again, my brains are on the wall.
Bren, do you remember what this one does?
Is this the one that awakens the Ancient One immediately and you just fight?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Bryn lives and I'm dead. What?
So I actually looked at this one. I did a little bit of research about. So it's the opera of Shuggai, and Shuggai, like the opera, it tells the story of the destruction of Shuggai, and the travels of the people, the bugs who used to live there, and it's filled with a bunch of awful stuff. It also talks about the beings from Shuggai worship Azathoth,
Yep.
and that performing the opera summons Azathoth, which is why you put Doom on the thing.
Sick.
And so I knew I wanted to like have it be a Doom advanced card. I needed to come up with an effect that was like good enough to warrant that, though.
Yeah.
I think that just killing up elite enemies is pretty worth it.
Yeah.
Worth knowing, this still causes attacks of opportunity as well, because like it could not for 5 experience, I guess. They should also have a hand slot on it, I think, probably.
Yeah.
But like, it's a piece of music. I like that it doesn't, or it does cause attacks of opportunity, because you got to play an entire opera, man.
Yeah, yeah. And also, like, it also kind of, like, I think, like, say you kill, like, a huge, like, you draw, like, a Gug, you have 7 health, and you're like, it has 7 health, and you're like, I want this guy dead, I'll get punched to do that, right? Like, make no tests and just punch this dude, right? Like, just, I get punched and he's gone. I think it's still pretty balanced, even if they get attacked.
For most of the previous ones, the symbols were correct. Like the petrifying solution and the milk were both intended to not have any slots.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I thought I'd update this one, and maybe I just didn't send you the updated version.
Maybe, but that's why we're here. We can clarify with the card.
Yeah.
Are there ways to ready tomes or purple assets?
Ooh.
Because if there are, this would be
So.
kind of silly with Marie Lambeau, where you could play the opera to kill a guy, advancing the agenda, and then play your mystifying song in the middle of the opera. Stop it from going anywhere. Like,
Hold
ready
up,
and
I'm
use it
gonna
again.
take a solo
Yeah,
here.
hang on.
I don't think so.
And then Azathoth is like, what the frick, I'm not waking up yet.
This is garbage. You
I
played the thing wrong.
imagine you guys have it because it's the worst thing to do in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, but have you ever used the Massa de Requiem to wake Azathoth up?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Not to wake
Not
Azathoth. Not Azathoth specifically, but we have
But
used
not
it
to like wake up other people, though.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I feel like the true flavor win is waking up Azathoth, right? Even though you just lose
We
the
haven't
game.
used it just early in White, Justin.
No.
Because we never play against Azathoth because it's boring.
Yeah, we actually took Azathoth out of the pool that we rolled against.
Checks out. Well,
Uh,
the poor...
No, we
the
did
poor-
use this to scrub crush Haster one time,
Nice, yeah.
because
Yeah, but
he
this-
scales with the terror level, and then like every couple of turns he increases the terror level, and we just rolled this as one of our first turn random items, and we were just like, look around the table, like, yeah, okay,
No, that's fine.
we could fight him while he's -1.
Weapons, let's just feed it to him.
His numbers are garbage.
Haster shows up. Fear me, city. Oh, stop punching me, please.
Much.
All right.
Yeah.
What do we got next? Oh my God! It's the terrible old man.
This one's for you, Justin.
Oh, I love red cards. So the terrible old man with piercing yellow eyes is a 3-cost survivor asset that takes up the ally slot. Commits for a while. That's an ally. It's cursed and it's blessed. You get -1 to each of your skills. When you reveal a blessed token during a skill test you are performing as a reaction, you get +1 skill value to this test. As a reaction, when you reveal a blessed token during a skill test you're performing, you can exhaust Terrible Old Man. After this test ends, return that token to the Chaos bag. He has 1 damage and 2 Horror Soak on him. The upgraded version, level 3, commits for 2 wild. You get -1 to each your skills still. The reaction is when you reveal a blessed token during a skill test you're performing, you get +2 skill value to this test. And then the other text is the same, where you just exhaust him and return the token bag, and he gains 1 additional Horror Soak. Yeah.
This guy, I believe, I made when shortly after I did these, like right after the Innsmouth Conspiracy came out, but before any of the Mythos packs did, so we didn't really know what any of the payoffs were going to look like. But I thought this would be a neat one. And it is, they probably wouldn't print it like this, or print this card because Jacob Moore sings this, and he's like kind of similar.
But I think it's fun. Like the your blessed tokens now being +3. Like obviously for the level 0/1, it's there to be like, it's there to just to make up for your -1 that he's giving you. But the upgraded version, when you get your blessed tokens are now +4, so they're like +3 actually. That's pretty powerful, and then you also can return them after the test ends, which I feel like is still fits in the survivor flavor with their blessed tokens too. But I think my favorite thing here is that this old man is like so like you just can't. He's so terrible that he's like making you worse at what you're trying to do. But then like
Well, he is terrible, as the name says.
yeah, and then you get like the one thing that makes him happy. And he's like, all right, I'll do it.
Well, yeah. So in the stories, he's like he appears in 2 stories, and in one of them, like some people try to rob his house, and he just murders them all.
So sick.
But
like
then in the
don't
Strange
breathe.
High House in the Mist, he's like a pretty cool guy
Mm-hmm.
because you're nice to him, and then he's nice back.
Yeah, and that makes sense. You give him a blessing, and he says, all right, I'm happy for it.
Yeah, this card could probably be a little bit stronger, having seen what the rest of the Curse and Bless stuff looks like.
Yeah, definitely. It does make my brain tick into a Dark Horse-based Bless deck, because then like you have these out, and then your Bless tokens are just +3 the base at the level 0 one, which is really powerful, right? And also like then the -1 isn't really a thing. Like yeah, you're spending 2 cards for a combo for that, right? But
Yeah, but imagine like rolling like this and like a Yorick deck with this and Blessed Covenant,
yep.
and you just never have to take Blessed tokens out of the bag.
Yep. That seems, and then all of yours are just really good. I think, yeah. I think it's fun design because it makes you kind of go, that's a bit spicy. What can I do with that?
So,
all right.
So Trev, here's that you play him with Preston, and you got
Yeah, all
Zero.
your decks gotta be with Preston.
But then you're also playing the Red Covenant that lets you stop after you reveal a Blessed token.
And just hope your test is 2. Oh,
Just
no,
hope.
3.
Like,
Take that, Rotten Remains.
yeah.
I'll take no
I feel like
horror.
there's better things you could be doing to mitigate those kinds of tests, but hey.
Nah, man. There's no better thing you could do.
No. All right.
Literally none.
Literally nothing.
Next up, we got the Elephant Gun. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is a 3-cost, 3-experience rogue asset that takes up 2 hand slots and commits for a fist. It's an item, a weapon, and a firearm. It uses 4 ammo. Elephant Gun does not ready during the upkeep phase. As an action, you can exhaust Elephant Gun and spend 1 ammo. Fight. You get +5 fist for this attack. This attack deals +2 damage. As an action, you can spend 2 resources and ready Elephant Gun. Brent, I'm going to throw this one to you first because you're both our resident rogue expert and who I'd say is most qualified with big guns here.
I think it's pretty neat. Like, the upsides of costing only 3 XP and 4 ammo for what is like a 5 XP effect. It seems pretty solid. The added effect of like you can only fire it once a turn because it uses real big bullets and reloading it takes time. But also you got to spend money to use it again. I think that's pretty solid.
I mean, +5 fist, as you said, that's like a 5
That's a lot.
experience weapon
Yeah.
value. So, but I mean, like you look at it and like, is there ways to, apart from like, what is it, galvanize that readies assets?
Galvanize ready's a
Guardian
asset?
asset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like really like you're paying like a lot of money for this, but you're green, so money is like it literally grows on trees around you.
Yeah, that
right?
was like the design I think I was going for, is like it's a weapon that's comparable to the blue one, but it's like kind of bad.
Yeah,
Or like it's not so much that it's bad, but you have to work for it.
yeah, you have to do more. You have to jump
Yeah.
through some of those rogue hoops that exist.
Also,
there should be-
absolutely. Do you guys remember what this one does in the second edition?
No.
Brent?
Do you have to use focus to
Okay.
ready it?
No, you actually have to pay money.
Yeah, you gotta pay
Actually,
money to
pay
ready it every
money.
turn.
Wow.
Well, not every turn, but only like when you use it. But it gives you like +8 to your combat check, which is a big stupid number.
You just get to roll 8 extra dice.
Yeah. Like, if you can't get a 6 rolling 8 extra dice, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Got very
Yeah, like
unlucky.
this is actually like almost a direct translation. The second edition one takes up 2 hands, and it gives you +8 and exhaust. And at the start of the round, you can pay 2 resources to unexhaust it.
Easy design, just 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one should have text on it somewhere that prevents Tony Morgan from playing it. Because how are you going to prove that the person you killed was the one you had the bounty for when you shot them with a round that was meant to bring down an elephant?
Yeah.
There's like nothing left.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
Like, look,
effective.
I've got an ear and a piece of his nose and some other metal bits. Promise it's the
If you
same guy.
just fucking blast him with the elephant gun, he's like, yeah, he's dead. He's still got the elephant gun, and you gotta tell him no.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, no, it's good.
I believe you.
Bounty cleared. Bounty is cleared. All right, up here we got the Ruby of Brillia. This is a 3-cost, 3 experience seeker item relic charm asset that takes up your accessory slot. It commits for a foot and a wild, and as a lightning bolt, you can exhaust the Ruby of Brillia to move to a connecting location. Deal 1 horror to your investigator. If you're engaged to an enemy, it attacks you.
Yeah, it's like slightly different, but mostly fixed Pathfinder.
Yeah. I like the deal 1 horror to your investigator because the Ruby is like, whoop, and then you're like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. That's horrifying. Yeah. Seems sweet.
Yeah, like in the game, the Ruby just gives you more movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you can't just have
You can't just have
for free
more.
though.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't just get
I
it.
can't just 2 free move actions a turn, baby. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it seems fine too. And then
Actually, I think this would be a fun one to play with. There's lots of neat things you can do with like moving and like just tanking the damage, but also the enemy comes with you.
yep, yeah.
It doesn't cost you an action to move, but
Neat. All right, let's see what our last card is. It is the Yithian Rifle.
aw, baby.
This is a 4-cost, 4 experience rogue asset that takes up 2 hands. It commits for a brain, a fist, and a foot. It's an item, a weapon, a firearm. It uses 3 ammo. As additional cost to put this card into play, you must search your bonded cards for 1 copy of the Yithian Enforcer and spawn it engaged with you. As an action, you can fight. Add your foot to your skill value for the skill test. This attack deals 1 additional damage for each card committed to this skill test to a max of +3 damage. The Yithian Enforcer is a weakness. It's Yithian. It has a -- for all its stats, so you can't interact with him. He is prey investigator with a Yithian rifle only. Yithian Enforcer can't be defeated by any means except by its parlay action. As an action, you can discard a card named Yithian Rifle, parlay, discard Yithian Enforcer. Neat.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just have the gun and go around shooting people with that. That's ours.
Yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't mind if you're blasting people with it, but if you try to do other things, he'll bother you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this one, he bonks you for only a single brain.
Yep.
But like you can, this is a very efficient boss killer of a weapon.
Yes. And I mean, like, you could also, if you use the cat burglar to help you steal the Yithian rifle, that Yithian Enforcer just hangs out somewhere else and you got a brand new Yithian gun.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Yithian Force could potentially have Hunter too.
I think he should have Hunter. He definitely should have Hunter. I mean, like, I'd probably even do Hunter and give him, like, 5 foot, right? So, like, you can, like, then the player knows, like, oh, I can evade him naturally, but it's really hard and he'll chase me down. I could use this for a boss killer, or I could cheat the system and use Elusive. I could use Cat Bug, right? Which is exciting and flavorful as well, because the cat burglar can help you steal and then run away. I like that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And then I also love it because you can fire the gun 3 times and then give it back to him, and he's like, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good
That's
one.
what he was there for. He's like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, this is like, you know, you're running around with your Yithian dad and he's teaching you how to shoot a gun, but whenever you do something that isn't shoot the gun at the thing you're supposed to be shooting it at, he's like, no, don't do that, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he yells at you. He's like, that's not what we're doing today.
Yeah.
I did also like the commit things to the test as a way to increase damage, especially for green. I thought that was kind of neat.
And
I think that was unexplored. It might not belong on this card, but I think that was neat unexplored space.
Honestly, I think it actually, flavorfully for how Arkham Horror so far has treated Yithians, I think it makes tons of flavorful sense, because what do Yithians do on their player cards for when you're in City of Archives? They care about cards being committed to tests, so they get a bonus. So to me, flavorfully, that makes a ton of sense.
That's right.
It also kind of gives you that thing where you play it before the boss fight. You get one horror from the Yithian, and he's like, "Give it back," and then you can like load in just cards from your hand to blow it up, and then you're just like, all right, take it and go, right? Like, it seems fun, and it is an interesting weapon that makes you kind of go like, okay, this is strange. What can I do to take full advantage of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do think he needs to have an evade score.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can be absurdly high, but what happens if you turn into a tree while you're holding his gun?
Well, you shouldn't have done that, dumbass.
I mean, like,
Maybe
yeah,
you
obviously you shouldn't have done
Maybe you should have a plan for that. Maybe you shouldn't be playing big gun deck where you can turn to a tree and throw it away.
I feel like this is some there's some unworked issues coming out here, bubbling up to the surface. Every time.
Or if the game makes you discard it through one means or another, then you can't ever get away. It's like, you lost my gun, I'll kill you.
Yeah. No, he is.
Yeah.
Just that's risk evaluation.
Yeah.
Found my gun yet?
Yeah.
Where's my gun?
I told you I lost the gun. And then you find the gun in your hand,
gun.
but you can't put it into play, and you're like, I have it right here, and he's like, I don't believe you.
It'd also be like discard a firearm asset to parlay with him.
Oh, trade
so
a gun?
Him a different gun, and he's like, wow, it's new.
I love that.
Yeah, this is acceptable trade.
Discard if the Yithian rifle. If you give the Yithian rifle the unique, the unique star, then you could discard have it discard a unique item to parlay with him.
Oh yeah, you just trade a unique
just
item.
Be like, he's like, give me my gun, and
he's
you're
like, oh.
I got this other sick thing now.
That's sick. I like that. Flavorfully, that's really awesome too. Nice. Sweet. Well, those were 9 more custom Arkham Horror the 2nd edition cards designed by Travis. They were great. I loved them. We can go back to the beginning. Would you guys want to see us do more of this kind of content? I've heard some people say that they've wanted... There was something else that someone said about like a custom cards that we would make. Oh yeah, for Red Hall. They wanted me to make stuff based on that Call of Cthulhu campaign I have. Well, if you want to see more, let us know in the comments. We'll do it. We'll maybe do it. It's can't promise anything, but if you shout loud enough, we'll definitely consider it. I do enjoy reading the designs that Travis made. They were really nice and really fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys very soon for another list video. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.